Listen, we're about to see a bully kid become the strongest man on earth to challenge the demon god. All right, Andy Capped is one of the best channels on YouTube, no lie. But let's get it.
So when the metal hit his mug, he just sunk in place. 100K Holla, chillin' Bahamas. Come home to your crib and throw in your mama.
It's good, HollaSquad. We are the latest squad on the YouTube platform. Listen, today we are back with another reaction. I got a special guest with me, my son. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead and introduce yourself.
What's good, YouTube? You know what I'm saying? Sean, you can memorize. And today, as you heard before, we got Bully Kid became the strongest man on earth.
Yes,
now,
sir.
look, I don't know what's going on, but I'm here to find out. You know what I'm saying? We're here with Big Holla.
Yes, sir.
And make sure y'all hit that like button and subscribe if you want more content like this, man.
Big facts. Listen. So in exchange for me not having to pay child support, I have to do videos with my son. You know what I'm saying? So make sure y'all go check out his channel. I will link that down below. Let's get it.
Awaken from the darkness and turn the world into a living hell. The goddess of faith will select 6 heroes, and these 6 will be given the powers to save the world. It is always only 6 that are chosen, and for this reason, they're known as the Brave of the 6 Flowers. A mysterious man called Adlet Mayer came to Vienna to prove himself in front of the goddess of fate in order to become a brave. He has the verbal tick of calling himself the strongest man in the world in almost every sentence. A verbal tick that people often poke fun at, calling him an idiot and all sorts of insults. He interrupted the semi-final match between Battle and Quado in the holy tournament that chooses the Braves, proclaiming to be the strongest man in the world. The royal guards tried to stop Adlet, but he took them out. Afterward, he fought the 2 warriors and incapacitated them both, before being captured by more guards and thrown into jail. While in jail, a maid sneaked inside to meet Adlet. She was impressed by his fight and asked him about his fighting style, philosophy, and goals.
How about me win the fight get locked in the jail?
A brave, one of the 6 chosen warriors to fight the demon god, who also goes by the Magin, and that he wishes to fight alongside Princess Nashitania if she were to be chosen as a brave. Adlet also discovers that something or someone has been killing the 6 braves. He is then moved to an isolated prison cell in a pit. For many days and nights, Adlet remained in the dark pit, with barely any food and water. Some weeks later, the Braves were chosen, and Adlet received the crest of the 6 flowers on his right hand.
Yes,
the maid
sir.
arrived, revealed to be the
W
princess,
mains.
much to Adlet's surprise, and rescued him from his cell.
Oh, I need to know who this princess is. Rule 34 purposes must be, you know, hey, look, you better not be searching that on your phone, all right? That's all I'm saying.
Tania showed him her crest and goes on to free him from his cell at the expense of her soldiers, trapping them in the same pit they had thrown Adlet in. They both fled from Vienna and began heading west on horseback towards the land of the howling demons to meet the other braves and defeat the demon god. For several days, Adlet and Nashitania got to know each other through talking and sparring. Upon rebuking her, Adlet found out about her mischievous nature when she pretended to be saddened and scared of his anger towards her. He was also able to see how her abilities worked and her free-spiritedness, which usually provokes him. Despite that, they began to grow closer, but when a village in their path was attacked by the Kyauma, which are evil demons, Adlet and Nashitania rushed to their defense and were able to fight together briefly. However, as they were escorting villagers away, Adlet learned of a single girl who had stayed behind. Nashitania implored Adlet that their mission to defeat the demon god was more important than helping one girl, and possibly being killed by a Kyauma before then. Unable to do so, Adlet went on ahead of her, leaving Nashitania to defend the villagers against any remaining Kyauma. Upon reaching the village, Adlet was surprised to find several Kyauma corpses, and a ball of iron as the only evidence. Then, he found a girl with white hair and black clothing, helping a dog and its young pup, setting them free. Flamie Speedra tells Adlet to leave her alone, stating she must fight the Magin by herself. However, Adlet chases after her until she is forced to travel with him. He sends a message to Nashitania with his horse, telling her he found another of the 6 braves, and to continue towards the peninsula where the Magin is without him. Adlet and Flamie eventually run into a fortress, where soldiers explain to them about a barrier that should help the braves in a nearby temple. As Adlet and Flamie continued to travel, they were suddenly attacked by Nashitania and Goldoff Aura, who is another one of the 6 braves and almost like Nashitania's personal guard. Nashitania warns Adlet to stay away from Flamie as they suspect that she is the 6 Flowers killer. As Flamie and Nashitania fight from a distance, Goldoff charges at her. Adlet tries to stop him, but Goldoff pushes him aside. Trying to end the fight, Adlet shouts for all of them to stop, and says that Flamie is not their enemy as she is also one of the 6 braves. Nashitania and Goldoff are surprised, and inform Adlet that Flamie is the 6th.
Check her hand first.
They didn't think to do that? Like, bro, let me see if you really like, bro, trying to box her up.
killer. Flamie does not deny it and
They
confirms
just
that
said
she
shoot
is
first,
indeed
ask
the killer.
questions later.
She then
Facts.
names some of her victims and then says that Goldoff and Nashitania are also her targets while aiming her gun at them. Adlet asks if Lyra, a saint that recently went missing, was also her target. Flamie answers that she was, but that she does not know what happened to her. Adlet then asks her why she killed all the potential braves, and Flamie replies that the Magin could only return if weak warriors remained to be chosen as braves. Goldoff and Nashitania are now convinced she is their enemy, and are about to kill Flamie when Adlet blocks them. He refuses to believe that someone trying to revive the demon god would be chosen as a brave, and says that he will side with Flamie if he has to fight. Nashitania finally decides to agree with Adlet and tells Goldoff that they'll stop fighting. She then informs Flamie that she still doesn't believe her, and that she only trusts Adlet. As the group continues their journey, they notice several flying Kaiowuma heading for the temple. The Braves rush to the temple but are blocked by a different group of Kaiowuma. As they battle, Nashitania instructs Adlet to go ahead to the temple. When Adlet
They literally
reaches the
should be
temple,
on
he
teams,
notices
bro,
an
fighting
injured
each other.
priestess. He tries
That's
to
what
help
I'm
her,
saying.
but she tells him to hurry inside. Adlet tries to open the door, but it does not open, so he blasts it open with some explosives.
Come on, strongest
Immediately
man.
afterward, two armored soldiers exit from the inside and attack Adlet. He tries to ask the priestess what had happened.
Yo, nah.
Armored soldiers exit from the inside
Hold on,
and
wait,
attack
what?
Adlet. He tries to ask the priestess what
Yo. Yo, why is the priest tooted up like this, bro? Ain't no way. That is too
had happened, but she turns out to be a shape-shifting Kaiowuma and
Oh.
escapes.
Oh.
After defeating the soldiers, who turn out to be just suits of armor, Adlet feels a cold sense of dread before entering the temple, and notices mist appearing from the ground. Fearing someone had already activated the barrier, Adlet then enters the activation chamber, only to discover that his fear had come true, when he notices the sword had already been shoved into the pedestal. He looks around the room but does not find anyone else inside.
That's
Nashitania,
crazy.
Flamie, and Goldoff arrive, and Nashitania asks
y'all
Adlet
been
why
at?
he activated the barrier. Adlet insists it was not him, and that someone else activated it and then disappeared. Fearing that they are trapped, the group proceeds to the pedestal and confirms that the sword is still inside. While the group tries to figure out what has happened, Goldoff manages to turn off the barrier and remove the sword, but Flamie says that the fog is still there. Adlet tries to turn it off by cutting his hand and dripping his blood on the pedestal while reciting
What is
barrier,
this?
release, but nothing changed. Nashitania then panics, grabbing the sword
Are
and
you
attacking
serious?
the pedestal,
She broke
shouting
it?
barrier release, and claims that she was the owner of the barrier while breaking the slab. Flamie stops her, telling her that there is no point in panicking, when they suddenly hear footsteps. A young girl, called Chamat, arrives and asks what had happened. She recognizes the members of the group, except for Adlet. Adlet asks who she is, and Chamat introduces herself and announces that she was also chosen as a brave. Adlet tells Chamat that he is the strongest man in the world. but
Why does
ends
this man
up
keep saying
confusing
that, bro?
Chamat, as she is said to be
Bro,
the
you
most
couldn't even open the
powerful
door.
person in history, besides the goddess of fate. Chamat then decides that they should kill Flamie, who also prepares for a
my
fight.
gosh.
But Adlet and Nashitania stop
On
them.
go.
Another one of the 6 braves arrives, a girl called Mora, who's wondering what the group is arguing over, but quickly realizes that
thought
Chamat
there
was
was
about
6
to start a
braves.
fight.
Facts.
Mora then
It's
orders
32
Like
of them
80 of them.
joys.
and tells the group that there is an
80 of
outsider
them,
among
bruh.
them. She reveals that she had been traveling with a man she met the day before, called Hans Humpty, who was also a brave.
There's a
Adlet
new
orders
brave
everyone
every
to
single
show their
scene.
crests, and they realize that there are 7 of them. Mora tells everyone the story of the Saint of the Single Flower, who split her power into 6 for each of the braves, so it was impossible for there to be more or less than 6 of them. Adlet and Hans went outside to find a way out, but unfortunately, they went in circles. When they went back, they saw Flamie cuffed as the initial 7th brave, and the prime suspect for activating the barrier. Mora then suggests they introduce
So they gotta dispatch one of the Braves to open the barrier. So there's 7 of them. They gotta get rid of one.
Hey, all I gotta say, don't look at me. I'm gonna be in the back staying quiet. I'm gonna be like, these, boy. Oh, yeah, y'all go ahead and handle that.
Yeah.
I'm cool.
themselves to gather information about each other. During Flamie's introduction, she revealed herself as a half-human, half-Kaiowuma entity, born from a human father and a fiend mother. Adlet then reveals his story, but Hans
When you say
Bro, we
fiend mother, what do you mean by that?
Hey, all I heard was half human, so you gonna be half dead then.
Yeah.
Hey, we choose her.
saw a flaw in it, therefore making him the prime suspect. Adlet, in his confusion and anxiety, took Flamie as his hostage and poisoned her to keep her unconscious. He escapes the temple, but Hans managed to throw a dagger on him, slowing him down. He then passed out because of the blood loss while escaping. While he was down, he remembered how he went to his master and begged to take him as his student. As he regained consciousness, he noticed he had bandages on and realizes that Flamie patched him up. They both talked about their pasts, and as they open up to each other, he then speculated that there might be an 8th brave who helped the 7th, and that he needs to find out to prove his innocence. Adlet told Flamie about his past, how he was taught to fight and even learned science from his master. He also talked about a lizard-like humanoid Kaiowuma, who had 3 wings and went to their village when he was young. Flamie then confirmed that it was the same fiends who convinced her mother to give birth to her. Because of this, Adlet's best friend and sister died, leaving him behind. Flamie then reveals that her mother had pretended to love her and tried to kill her after Flamie disappointed her, as she couldn't kill Chammot. Feeling betrayed by her own world, as well as everything she loved, she cut ties with the Kaiowuma and gained the strong resolution of killing the Magin in retaliation. They then parted ways, and Flamie headed back to the others. Inside the temple, the other braves devised a plan to capture and kill Adlet. As they split into groups to search for Adlet, he went to the temple, where he was attacked by Hans. Adlet was able to escape, but then engaged in a battle with Hans in the forest. Adlet is trying to convince Hans somehow that he is not the 7th, but Hans suspects him still. As Adlet tried to trick Hans, he did not kill him when he had the chance to prove that he is not the imposter. Hans then told Adlet that he is the 7th brave, slicing his throat open. Adlet then realized that it was a hallucination, and Hans decided to believe in him as he saw his dying reaction, which would be different had he been the imposter.
Well, I thought he was over it.
Speculated that Hans... my man, Among Us champion, boy. He said, right. I could have voted you out. All right, well, I'll choose not to.
This man, he the type to walk by you 3 times and then you would vote him out. He'd be like, I wasn't the imposter at all, though.
Facts.
He just did it.
Might be the 7th brave, and is asking Goldoff for help, and to trust her that Adlet is innocent. Adlet and Hans went back to the temple to find clues, but Chammot was outside and decided she was bored of waiting, so she would just kill everyone to see if they were the traitor, attacking both of them by summoning her Juma, which are like her pets. Adlet and Hans battled Chammot, but her fiends would always regenerate, making them hard to defeat. They then thought of incapacitating Chammot to stop the fiends. It was a success, and they captured Chammot. They asked her if she knows anything about the activation of the barrier, and she nodded no. Adlet went to search for more clues and used the bomb that Flamie gave to give a signal to her. Flamie notices the signal and they meet each other. Adlet hypothesized about a saint's involvement in the matter, but Flamie rebuked them. Back at the temple, Hans told Mora and Chammot the same thing, but Mara refused to believe it. Meanwhile, Nashitania confirms with Goldov if someone died by checking her crest. Adlet told Flamie his theory about the 7th, and then confessed his love for her, but she became even more skeptical, believing Adlet was trying to deceive her. Hans told Mora and Chamo the same hypothesis.
But he just told her she has trust issues.
Exactly, bro. And he about to try to good morning queen her into
right,
love, bro. Yeah, done.
You can't raise that up, man. Stop.
You know what I'm saying?
Called for Nashitania and Goldov to use their powers. She told them that Hans was severely injured by Adlet, making Nashitania snap and furious that she had trusted and defended him. Flamie pursued the escaping Adlet and made a signal to the others of their location. Mora caught up and the 3 engaged in a battle, but then Adlet surrendered and convinced Mora about Flamie's innocence, so the others wouldn't suspect her if he dies. Mora tried to kill Adlet, but Flamie decided to believe Adlet and stopped Mora. Adlet and Flamie then escaped but were cornered by Nashitania and Goldov, who were also out to kill Adlet because of Mora's lie. Adlet and Flamie were cornered by Mora, Nashitania, and Goldov. Adlet tried to go back to the temple to meet with Hans while Flamie backed him up. However, Mora and Goldov stopped Flamie, and Nashitania pursued Adlet in the process. He felt the chills as Nashitania gave the final blow, and blocked her weapon using his hands, kicking her to escape. Goldov followed him until they went back to the place where they fought the fiends near the temple. As Goldov, Nashitania, Mora, and the captured Flamie got back together,
Goldov low-key swole for nothing. He ain't been doing no work this whole
right, he ain't do nothing.
She then apologized to Adlet for attacking him. Adlet finally made a conclusion as to how he or she might have done it. His theory involved the Sun Saint, Rira, being kidnapped and was told to raise the temperature for over a week. As soon as one of the braves opened the temple, they killed her, dropping the temperature, and a fiend ate her body. Hans was able to find the body, which then concludes as to who the 7th brave was. Adlet reveals that Mora might have been the 7th brave if his deductions were correct, but Chammot rebuked his conclusion. She and Hans were able to find copies of the tablet and tools that might have been used for the real activation of the barrier. On the second tablet were instructions to reactivate the fog barrier, which was by removing the knife and shattered tablet, dripping blood all over the stand, reciting the spell, and breaking the tablet. This made everyone think that the person who broke the tablet was the 7th Brave. Flamie confirmed that it was Nashitania, shocking everyone. By deduction, Adlet also thought that the person who sent him to the temple was the one who planned everything from the very beginning, as he confirmed it. Nashitania then surrendered and claimed that she really is the 7th Brave, and Goldoff was shocked. Nashitania told them that she wanted to kill them all because she believed that humans and fiends could live together in peace, but around 500,000 humans might die in the process. Adlet then ordered everyone to kill her, but she escaped. Adlet fainted due to the loss.
Alright, so do you think she's wrong?
Who?
Her. So she was the actual 7th one. And she said she had this all go on because she thought they didn't need to kill off the humans. That we could all live in, you know what I'm saying, harmony.
Peace.
Yeah.
I mean, I get what she was going by, but it's like statistics. She was going off, so some humans might die, but at the end of the day, we can all live in peace. So does it really matter? And they're like, you want to kill humans just for a statistic?
Yeah. But
come on now.
Dang.
Loss of blood, and as he regained consciousness, Mora apologized to him for not knowing who the 7th Brave was, and also
I think her process was gonna take at least 5,000 humans to do. I don't think she was doing it for fun.
Probably more.
Yeah.
You don't know what she was trying to, you know what I'm saying? You don't know her plans.
Yeah.
Took care of his wounds. After resting, they all went outside to go to the Demon King, but to their
What's
surprise,
this have to do with him being the strongest?
Adlet's childhood friend and the Saint of Blood, who apologizes for being late
playing
because of
Among
the
Us.
fog,
Facts.
and claims that she is one of the Braves. During the confusion, troops from Gwenbyre went to the temple to tell everyone that more than 1,000 fiends would gather there to go back to the land of the howling demons. They stopped thinking first as to who might be the 7th Brave, and strategized to kill the Demon King. And this brings the anime to an end. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you enjoyed, and turn on the notification bell so you never miss out on another video. Until next time, take care.
We didn't even get to see the Demon King.
We didn't.
Yeah, maybe it's in like the next season. That season ain't dropped yet. You know what I'm saying? It ain't hit the block. But look, I'm gonna watch this anime. I ain't gonna lie. Andy Cap be putting me on animes that the hype beat's not on. You got to be like higher learning to peep these though. But what you think you'll watch this?
I mean, it depends how long it is, because I'm already watching like 3 anime at the same time. I'm trying to get back into Naruto, you know what I'm saying? I'm actually starting One Piece. I'm close to season 2. Man, listen.
Go ahead and drop One Piece. One Piece
sweet,
long,
I'll
bro.
check it out, you know what I'm saying? But hey.
Bro, watch Tokyo Ghoul first 2 seasons. Elite.
Tokyo Ghoul, okay.
You watch Tokyo Revengers?
No, I ain't see that.
Gotta get on that, my boy.
It's a lot I gotta check out, bro.
Facts. But listen, make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe, all that great stuff. And until the next time we see y'all, peace.
Who said we ain't bout it? Test the gang and you'll get touched. She ride it, Kawasaki, roll my blunts and keep it quiet. Money is the motive, so we keep it on our mind. You'll get put in the stretcher, yellow tape, so please don't try.